in the upper right. Our red Terran dominating in that previous game. His ID is
MVP SC.
And he's probably still riding a pretty sick high from that last game. In the bottom left, we have our Protoss player. He needs to come back and come back strong. His ID is
JYP.
What does JYP stand for?
It is his initials, I do believe.
Oh, I guess that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You mean it's not, his ID isn't, yep. Well,
I wonder how in Sweden they would
yeah,
say
but
his
it's Swedish, yeah, you probably could.
Because Ys are J's and J's are Ys.
Oh, I got a funny Executor. It was one of the greatest Counter-Strike players of all time. A good friend of mine. He was Norwegian, and I took him to a restaurant called Yaletown, and he took one look at the signs from walking, and he says, "Oh, cool, Jailtown." Yeah. John's here today.
That's right.
He's not far. He's actually got a front row seat right next to our caster
shuffling
desk.
his Yu-Gi-Oh cards, looking at us.
Now,
sorry, John, I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh.
And it looks like Protoss is actually going to go for the same build.
Oh, sick by
SC man,
by SC
that
there.
sucks.
Yeah, so JYP is actually going to go somewhere else to make this Nexus.
Oh, you know what? I do not think this is going to work. I do not think you can handle expanding this far away early on against a Terran.
It's going to be difficult, man.
It's not like it's a gold base or something where there's an edge you get out of it.
SC still has the time to switch us into an attack if he wants. So we're going to have to see what he wants to do with that. SC has sent out another SCV, so he might be rallying up Marines to see what he can do. In fact, he is.
Here's the thing, Artosis.
He's likely going to make a bunker.
You can't spell SCV without SC.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're completely right.
I'm completely right. I'm completely witty and I'm completely right.
Yeah, you are. You're on fire, Tasteless.
Now, if I were a Terran, I would just go for aggression as soon as I can in this situation. Because I don't think that there's any way that you can hold this. Now, here, okay, take a look at the chart at the bottom of the screen, guys. Remember, SC's been having a ton of health problems.
Yeah.
So
the World Championship thing you see there, that is something he wasn't invited to, so that's not his fault.
Yes. But, you know, with the lung collapsing, he's still basically in low code as.
I think he's had it collapse like 3 times, maybe.
Yeah,
and it's like really sad.
It's actually really scary.
I hear that it's like this unbelievably painful, terrible thing. He has to stay in the hospital for a while for it and everything, and it's just like this really sad scenario for the poor guy.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah. So we are going to have a few Marines hit into the third base pretty quickly here. There are Zealots out and a Stalker on the way, so they can't stay too long. But at least going to cause some lost mining time. I understand that GOIP really wanted to go Nexus first, but this is just so far away. It's going to be really hard. And in fact, oh my God, SC.
Oh, SC is so smart.
Look at that. That's like a very hidden expo. When is JYP going to scout that? That's the question. That is a place that JYP is not worrying about what else is on the map. He's gone Nexus first so far away that, I mean,
he's worried about what's coming at him.
Yeah, if he puts on any pressure, it's going to be so hard for JYP to split his army correctly.
By the way, guys, another stat, as you can see down here. I mean, if SC wins his first game, he has an 83.3% chance as of now to win the series. So, considering all that and considering the way that game number 1 looked, and considering the statistics that we've seen from JYP, I really wonder if there's any chance for JYP to win this series. Whoa, cool.
Yeah.
He's getting a quick third Nexus, too.
Yeah, he is.
Can you check? Did he actually spot? Because we do see a probe at the bottom. Right.
Nope.
No, he doesn't know.
He has no
wow,
idea.
I'm actually surprised that he would.
Well, this is actually a lot like that build we saw Inca use the other day, where he's like, well, 1 gate, 3 Nexus, should be fine, right?
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is just something you can do.
No, it's not.
It's not at all? It's not at all?
I would say no.
So?
I mean, in this
because we've seen a lot of good players do it. I mean, maybe you can get some kind of read by maybe not seeing any Marauders or something.
Well, I think what's going to be more telling is the players that are godly at PvT are not going to do this as much. It's been Inca, a very risky player, now JYP, a player that's never won against Terran at all.
Yeah.
And it's the thing. This is a risky build that has the potential to do a lot of damage.
He's got a Stalker that's gone into the main. This is beautiful. He knows exactly what the Terran is doing. No secrets here.
That is right. And, well, he's going to go ahead and trap that. So, goodbye, Stalker. No real damage.
There's going to be statues of that Stalker on IR.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Like, SC, this is interesting because they did both take the third bases. So, SC probably won't attack very quickly. And I think that JYP will be fine holding the attacks that come because of that quick third. But JYP is not going to understand that there's a quick third. Is he going to scout it? That's hard to say, man.
Well, I would assume the expansion location will be one of the primary scanning spots.
Oh, he's got a probe waypointed to scout it, Tasteless. Big move by JYP. Good scouting going on here.
And now, oddly enough, it's SC who's spread much more thinly than JYP.
Yeah, and in fact, JYP going to throw down a pylon down there, and he's going to warp some stuff in and mess with that base, and that's going to hurt for SC.
Yeah, because that's an orbital there, not a planetary.
Yeah, that's going to be something hard to hold on to. In fact, he's probably just going to have to lift up and run and go to his normal third base with it, because it's just too far off. Right now, we have SC starting to move around the map, seeing if he can get JYP into a bad spot anywhere.
SC right now completely out of position to defend this expansion.
That single Zealot will wreak havoc, no doubt about it.
Okay, one mule down. And this expansion will have to be lifted, I think.
Ghost Academy on the way, not a bad choice. You know, if someone takes a quick 3 bases, no way are they going Colossi. It's
that's a great point, yeah.
Yeah, they're 100% you want to go for Twilight Tech because that's the way that you're going to utilize your minerals going on. So that's a great choice because, of course, with Twilight Tech comes Archons, comes High Templars, etc. And, of course, goes good against all that stuff, less good against Colossi.
2 Forges coming. And it looks like with that expansion being lifted and a temporary hiccup in the income here for SC, JYP has deemed it time to be on the map, moving around.
I mean, there's more bunkers on the way, but that's a nice spread. That's a lot of units, too. I don't know. We'll see, though. And he's just going for it. The bunker, really no damage dealt to it quite yet. He does have an SCV up there ready to repair, and everything just kind of dying for JYP right now.
You know, if you're going to do that, you have to hit the bunker first.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do that, I think you need to have an army that's as good as your opponents at least.
Yeah, at least. At the bare minimum, yes, you have to have a very strong army.
Yeah, his force fields have run out, the battle is over, and SC has destroyed JYP's army.
And this is much more JYP's loss in this case than SC's win.
Well, there's not any real reason to attack right there, right then. You know?
Well, of all the places to attack, why not attack just another expansion again and just get more ahead?
Well, he's made the lift, but it's I don't see the real reason to actually attack. If you make him lift, it's like, well, you know, he's had that third base for who knows how long. He could have checked the minerals and be like, oh, he might have a lot of units. And SC doesn't really miss a beat with macro. He's a really strong macro Terran.
Oh, yeah.
So in addition to his big, sexy brain, he's got big, sexy macro. And, I mean, that was just kind of an ill-fated attack from the get-go. You know, the more I watch JYP's PvT, I'm beginning to understand a bit more stylistically about him. And he likes Double Twilight, by the way, is what we're learning right now. Is
yeah, that was not a mistake from that last game.
Yeah, he wants to get that simultaneously. And in fact, the supplies are pretty even despite losing all those units off pretty badly. But I want to get back to this little thing I was about to say. These Zealots go down so easily. You know how in StarCraft 1 everyone has like a weak matchup? And especially Protosses. There are Protosses that are good at PvZ, and then there are Protosses that are good at PvT and PvP. It's because they take like a different kind of mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? You remember these Protosses?
No, of course.
There's like Protosses that specifically they're gods against Terran and Protoss.
Yeah.
But then you put them against a Zerg and they just can't win, like Reach.
Yeah, well, you know, because there's certain matchups operate in certain ways. Like,
well, he's one of the other side, I feel, where it's like, you watch JYP play PvZ, man, and it is actually a thing of beauty. He is so good against
It depends on if it's a matchup where you get to be out on the map controlling stuff, or if you have to be bunkered into your, or hunkered down into your base, defending, and then come out with a very specific timing.
Well,
I think JYP's a player who's actually not comfortable being given a lot of map control and having to depend on a lot of map control.
Perhaps that is the case. Well, right now we do have this big army coming in. It has quite a few ghosts in there. That's a scary amount of ghosts, in fact. There are like 6.
Right,
5 ghosts in there, and with those 5 ghosts, man, he's got to be careful. There are 2 sentries in there. If he can somehow EMP those, he does get one of them. Oh wait, no, there's 4. Okay, there's a couple more from the side, and he just does not want to lose these ghosts. That's the biggest part of this for SC.
Pretty bad force field there. The Zealots can't be utilized as well.
Indeed it was. Charge and Blink both about to finish. I gotta say, man, yeah, those were not the best force fields, and realistically, with Charge and Blink that close to completion, it would have been much smarter to just make a force field wall so that no attack had happened.
Yeah,
just waste your energy.
Save time.
Yeah, all you need to do is buy the time of the force fields to get his Charge, to get his Blink. If you have Charge and Blink against that group of units, you're actually going to be fine. You will actually be fine because he can't kite you really, he doesn't have medevacs with it yet, and you can Blink and target down things like Ghosts, like Marauders, but instead the entire army's still alive. He lost all his Zealots, and now he's down by 30 supply instead of being very close to even.
All right, now he's going to tear down the rocks here. Kind of open up the map a little bit more, because with the Charge and the Blink, I think JYP is very comfortable engaging because of the Charge, and then if he gets in trouble, he can retreat because of the Blink. So he's just overall in a more comfortable position. But at the same time, SC is so ahead right now, supply-wise, that I still just see him winning this game. It's going to be tough.
Oh, yeah. SC's in a very nice spot. His army is so scary, and there's no splash damage out yet. When you get this many medevacs and this big of an army, and it does have 1-1 upgrades, even though JYP has 2-2, the 1-1 is going to be enough to fight that with some ghosts and medevacs. But, I mean, this is just, with that much more supply, JYP's army just doesn't beat that. It does not beat that. He needs some splash damage in there. He does not have it.
EMP'd perfectly.
And this is bad. JYP realizes, he looks at that army, says, I have got to get out of here. I've got to wait for some more units, some splash damage if possible. There is a Colossus about to pop out,
and there is a War Prison with High Templars, too. So,
that's right. Psystorm almost done. Not quite, though. And now with that Colossus, maybe he can buy enough time, get some Psystorms out.
All right, here we go. Zealots in the back behind the Stalkers.
All stuck. But that's okay. He's doing all right still. All right, Psystorm is about to finish, and it's done. He has a chance now to possibly crush this army. Nice.
Beautiful.
Beautiful Psystorm indeed. And in fact, he's going to have to transport forward some more of these High Templars. Good.
Nice. Going for the medevacs here. Oh, he's going to be careful. He doesn't want to lose that weapon. Oh, nice.
Indeed it was. And down will go the army.
Well, that's good for him. He did at least kill the army.
Yeah. I mean, it certainly put a dent in the supply of SC. He's at 144 now against the 130 of JYP.
Medevacs all alone.
Yeah, they are going down. So that was pretty good by JYP. And now he's going to have to retake that third. I don't know if he's going to attack. He might. I don't know that I like him attacking right now. I think harassment's much better, and he is going for harassment, but almost losing that War Prison with 2 High Templars. That would have been almost a game ender. What he needs to do right now, though, is get a sick Death Ball up. He needs High Templars, he needs Colossi, he needs these 3-3 upgrades to finish, and he needs to rebuild his army. In the meantime, SC going up to 5 bases against the 4 of his opponent. I mean, this is still a situation that JYP could come back from if he avoids EMPs, if he keeps his Colossus alive, if he gets his army up to similar supply before going in.
Now, the problem for him is the Death Ball of SC is going to complete first. And by the way, when we mean Death Ball, guys, we're just saying he's going to be maxed out with this giant.
It's like a certain composition and stuff. It's like not just Marauders. It's like all the units that you need to really just put fear and terror into the heart of your opponent.
Oh, we got a little drop coming up here, Artosis. Nice.
Oh! I forget how many hit points War Prisms have nowadays. I'm like, oh, that's going to die. Don't pick up the High Templars.
Oh, you know what? I think you can actually warp stuff in behind that. You might just barely be out of range of that turret.
Trying some more storms.
You know, if you guys ever like harass on a big map, there's a planetary. When you do want to get those workers, you can just put an SCV behind the mineral, so Planetary actually does not have a lot of range.
Yeah, man. Like stock back
the
there
Warp
could
Prism
be
goes
pretty
down.
cool. All right, so JYP, I mean, his supply is going right up. You know, he's keeping up pretty well. 177 against the 192. As far as important units go, we have 53 SCVs against 70 probes. So JYP is actually doing a great job there. But don't forget, there's a lot of mules out, which are going to equalize that quite well. And then we have 2 Colossi, 2 Archons, and 9 High Templars. I figure some of those will turn into Archons most likely. 9 High Templars is actually.
But how many of those Archons or Tosis are going to become casters?
Well, there's only one casting Archon, Tasteless, and it is Tastosis.
That's right.
And on the other hand, we have 3 Vikings, 4 Ghosts, and 7 Medevacs as the important use. Everything else caught up in Marines and Marauders for his opponent. But right now, all the supply of SC is going into Ghosts and Vikings as he maxes out. So that's good. I'm surprised that JYP is actually staying on 2 Colossi, by the way. I feel like that is a little bit of a mistake. Well, actually, he does have a 3rd, but I feel like he should be sending a few Zealots off here and there to harass slightly and die. So that he can fit in better units. Because right now he does have 31 Zealots, which is good.
I'm worried that his Stalker count is a little bit low, and when the Vikings come,
it is a little bit.
They're not going to be able to prevent.
With 9 High Templars, though, if he can somehow get some storms off.
With nice defense there.
Oh, and
whoa, that was nice. The Colossi.
Yeah, and oh my, and the Ghosts, a lot of Ghosts going down. Still a lot of High Templars left with a lot of energy, and those storms are so huge here. JYP has to be warping more units, so no Pylon. His Pylon didn't warp in time, so he has no backup here.
He's getting driven back right now. The Nexus will be canceled. But
that's too bad. If he had a huge round of warp-ins there, he may have been able to turn the tides in that battle. As is SC doing a great job forcing that cancel and keeping the base number down.
All right, here we go. Stim used on the Marines and the Marauders. Terran now retreating.
And wow, just so much damage on those medevacs that, in fact, the Stalker's taking out quite a bit here.
After a big battle like this, or if you see them retreating, always get the medevacs, because guess what? They're going to have to remake medevacs, because that's what makes the Stimmed army strong, but that means they can't make Vikings.
Exactly.
So then you can go more Colossus heavy.
Yeah. You want them to be investing a lot in remaking medevacs and Vikings after each battle.
Yeah.
Those are like the long-term uses. Those are the expensive units that you have to invest a lot into, that take a lot of time to make. So as long as you can minimize the loss of your units like that, such as High Templars, Colossi, and to a lesser extent Archons and Stalkers, then and maximize, them putting more money into that. This is coming out a little bit grumbled, but it's
feedback. Nice, gets the feedback up. Now all he has to do is warp in a few units.
That's right, and that's a great little tip there for Protoss is out. Oh my God! Wow, that warp isn't going out completely full. But yeah, if you feedback the medevacs, then those drops are not nearly as scary. SC right now might be a little bit out of position with this army. Most of the army of JYP is in the middle there.
JYP once again not really doing a great job. Once there's different attacks everywhere. I feel like I'm watching MMA play.
We have drops everywhere, man. There's so many drops going on. There's drops with medevac, with Vikings,
and an army moving out.
There are drops with Vikings in them. Okay, this is so cool. And this is,
he's just not dealing well with any of this.
Yeah, and JYP is officially falling apart here. And SC, even though it looked for a moment like he was on the ropes, he just kind of attacked everywhere at once with his great multitasking skills. He's such a full package Terran. His micro, macro, multitasking, decision-making, everything about SC is so good. I feel like this guy would be talked about 1,000 times more if he didn't have all those poor health problems.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, you do have to train a lot to be good at anything, not just StarCraft, but, to have something that's really debilitating like that happen to you, it's kind of sad, but damn, this guy, even with all that stuff going on, is really, really, really impressing me.
Yeah, he's maxed again against the 130 of JYP, and he's just going everywhere at once, man. JYP doesn't know what to do with his huge death ball. And down goes a lot of buildings here. Up here, it looks like we may have some more deaths. Oh, nice side storms with those cannons.
He's just not able to protect this man. when you're maxed out or when you're like this late in the game, get some cannons in your main with those High Templars.
Great play by SC here. As we look at the minimap, more and more red all over the place. Even drawing this army back to the planetary to help
clearly
out.
he's not concerned about the planetary getting found.
Well, that planetary is going to make him so much more.
Oh man, he's landing mules to heal. That's so smart.
Yeah, land
that
those mules
so
to repair.
Smart. Oh
Beautiful
my god.
move there. Oh god, just such good play. And even though this will fall, those mules, they helped out a bit, helped him deal some more damage.
I think, although there's a lot of blue stuff on the map, guys, it looks like SC has won this game.
Yeah, it's 178 supply to 90. JYP barely mining at this point. His main base is completely gone. His fourth gone. GG. SC crushing JYP 2-0 with just superior play. I mean,
he was just better, guys.
SC is like the complete package, man. He is so damn good.
That was, wow, look at that. JYP is very disappointed with himself.
Well, I mean, Terran is his Achilles tendon, man. He's going to do well in the rest of the group. He's good PvP. He's great PvZ. But against SC, he better hope SC wins this next round or he is going to have a very hard time getting into the round of 16.
Yeah, I mean, he's just that scary. JYP, I actually kind of feel bad for him because in game number 2, he was doing a good job, but there was
he had a great build in game 1, and game 2 he was doing a very good job.
There was a very distinct moment where there was more than one battle going on, and I feel like that's when JYP's thought process just flatlines. And
that's a good way to put it. Yeah. And I got to point out once again that attack that he did into the bunkers when there was like a big spread of Marines and Marauders that had been macroed off of 3 bases that were actually up for longer overall. He actually mined more at that point than JYP had, and JYP was like, and he had even scouted that, and he's like, all right, I'm going to go attack now. Not really the best choice. He should have sat back a little bit more, played a little bit less offensive, maybe come out with charge and blink when a 4th base is being taken by SC or something like that, but he threw away a lot of units there, and then later on in the game, it was much harder for him to actually stabilize bases with things like cannons, High Templars. He had to keep putting into his main stack of army because he had lost so much early on.
Yeah, I agree with every word you said. We'll be back in 5 minutes, so stay tuned.